and welcome back to another video. Now I want to talk about Sonic's latest racing game, Sonic Crossworls. Now it's basically if you've been asking for like a Smash style Mario Kart, this is probably going to be right up your alley. But there's some, in my opinion, major problems with it that I want to talk about in this video. So, firstly, which is, in my opinion, the most important thing, is that there won't be any voice acting for the guest characters. There will be voice acting for like Sonic, Knuckles, Amy, Eggman, and all the other Sonic characters. But for the third-party representatives, such as SpongeBob, any of the Avatar characters, Minecraft Steve, or Joker, no voice acting. Well, actually, Joker might, because he is owned by Sega, and if he doesn't have voice acting, then that's gonna be a big no-no. So yeah, this is obviously trying to do Smash Bros. Plus Mario Kart, especially with two of the first characters that were revealed for this, were Joker and Minecraft Steve, two Smash characters. So let's just compare this to Smash real quick. So I've got Smash here. There's 15 DLC characters with voice lines. Like, some of them don't have voice lines, such as Minecraft Steve, because he has no voice lines in the games other than oof when he gets damaged. So, and that's not even in the game anymore. That's an old sound, right? And the Piranha Plant technically is a DLC character, and he doesn't have any voice lines because Piranha Plants don't make any noise. I think that they do have a deaf noise. They could have probably done that, but yeah, like if you look here, Joker has bunch of different voices. So we have Fox. Like, look at all these. Look at all these different voices for one character. It is a bit quiet.
Enough. Return. Arsene.
Like, there's so many. Look, like this. Like there's 98 different voice lines for Joker. And then we have the different Dragon Quest heroes. We have from Dragon Quest, that's 11S, has 48. Hero from Dragon Quest 3, also 48. Heroes from Dragon Quest 6, also 48. And I'm guessing you also have 48. So each of the Dragon Quest heroes got 48 voice lines. Like Banjo and Kazooie got 46. Terry got 52. Byleths got 52. And double check, yeah, also 52. Min, which is mainly a Nintendo character, got 45. Sephiroth got 53. Pyro and Mythra, who are also Nintendo characters, admittedly, got 90 each. Kazuya got 40 voice lines. Sora, a Disney character, got 43 voice lines. Are you telling me that it's harder to get a voice line for Aang from Avatar than it is to get for Sora? Like, come on. Like, and they said, oh, it's because of copyright. And it's like, if you're trying to be Smash Bros, you can't half-ass it. Like so the thing is, Sonic Crossworls is a racing game. It's not a fighting game like Smash Bros, which hits it even more in this kind of style because with Smash Bros you have a lot more freedom to express their personality. Let me just go to like training real quick and I'll show you what I mean. Games and more training. Doesn't really matter which stage. So let's show Banjo and Kazooie real quick. So one of the things that Banjo and Kazooie show off well is that you can just put little. Oh, if I don't die. I'm trying to hang off the ledge. I'm not. Come on. Oh no. Yep. If I could stop. Oh yeah, here we go. Look at this. Hold on. Can I not do camera? And okay. Well, yeah. Just look at that. Look at. Just look at the personality. You have Banjo being clumsy, almost falling off the edge. Kazooie's just coming out of the backpack, flapping her wings, pulling her milk, just like, no, you're not falling down there. Come on, you big lug. Like it's just. And if I could grab the. I'm not trying to get. Okay, so also when you're grabbing the ledge, Kazooie will occasionally pop out of the backpack and just look left, look right, just like, what's going on there? I'm off back in. Like there's just so much personality, and you can reference again so much like with the Breagle Bash. You have, and for like the sprints, I can't remember the name of all it. This is also reference like with their movesets, you can reference so many, just like so many like attacks and stuff from their games. Like you have the jump pad. Like this is like the main reason why we want to see a character in Smash Bros. Because you want to see what they do with their movesets, the references, the little details, and that just all of that. Really lovely, just like different stuff that they do. But with a card tracer, you can't do that, which is why I was never really one of the people that was really for the whole like, multiple series card racer, because like, yeah, it'd be cool to be able to like play as like Banjo and Kazooie or whatever. Like they even did Banjo and Kazooie in one of the previous in one of the previous Sonic racing games for where I think it was an Xbox exclusive like character. I'm sure it would be cool, but it's just like I'm not gonna buy a racing game just because it lets me play as characters from different series outside of Sonic's or Mario. I was always more like more focused on like what carts and what carts you can use and what tracks they were. Like for me, the tracks and like how like the racing feels is the most important thing. But when you have a character in a kart racing game like Mario Kart or the Sonic Racing series, like most of you can still express their personality and references to their games through their voice lines. But no, you're not doing their voice lines, so what's the point? Really, it's just like I'm gonna be back in a minute and we'll do a quick comparison to Mario Kart. So comparing this to Mario Kart 8, in their DLC they added characters from outside the Mario universe, including Inkling, Villager, Isabelle, Link, Diddy, and Funky Kong, and Pauline. Now, they have their own voice lines. Like,
here we go.
yeah, they all have their own voice lines. And you can even change it, Link. You have 2 Links, which, and their swords change based on which Link you pick. And it's just like, yeah, they have personality. Now, what Sonic Cross, if Nintendo was this is basically like if what Sonic Crossroads is doing is basically if like if god damn, I'm failing to be able to speak. This would be like if Nintendo, instead of adding them in as proper characters, they just added them in as Mii costumes. That's how bad this is. It's like, oh. Like, people would be like majorly peed off. It's like, what is this lazy BS? Like, and it's like, and you could also be like, oh well, Sega's not Nintendo. They don't have the amount of money or resources or time to pour into a single game. And it's like, then why are they trying to be Nintendo? If they can't be Nintendo, they shouldn't try to be Nintendo. Like, they should, like, bring in outside characters from outside the Sonic universe is not that difficult, especially when you're Sega and you have multiple franchises that you could utilize. Like, they have Persona, they have Monkey Ball, they have Billy Hatcher. That would be a deep cut reference. Like, they have all these different series that aren't Sonic that they could utilize that would not cost them a ton of money to get the licensing for, and they could have voice acting. But instead, they try to be Nintendo. They go out to Hatsune Miku. They go to SpongeBob. They get Avatar: Last Airbender. They go out to, and they get Minecraft Steve. They get all these different characters from different series that they don't own. That's going to cost them a lot of money that'll probably cost them a lot of money to license it, to be able to put them in the card game. And they just can't give them voice acting because they're just trying to do too many things all at once, and it's gonna hurt the game in the long run. And believe me, if they release DLC just to add voice acting to them, I'm gonna laugh my ass off so hard at just how greedy and money grubbing it is, especially considering this is a $90 game from what I've heard. I could be wrong, but from what I've heard, it is a $90 game. That is $10 more than Mario Kart World. $10 more than Mario Kart World. And that's if you're not buying it with the Switch 2. If you are buying it with the Switch 2, then Mario Kart World is only $50. That makes it $40 more than Mario Kart World. Do you get how fucking insane that is? Especially considering that Mario Kart World, you know, have all these characters with voice acting, and a bunch of them also got alternate costumes. Like, I've not unlocked most of these because I've not done a ton in free roam. Or played with a bunch of characters, but you know. It's like, why do they try so hard to be Nintendo? And it's not, and this isn't just this game. Just recently, they have just been trying so hard to be Nintendo with like Sonic X Shadows Generations, Sonic, like, it's just like, that was like copying Bowser's Fury so fucking hard. Like watch Fully Ramblomatic Yahtzee's review of Sonic X Shadow Generations, he made a good joke about it, just trying to be. It really does feel like Sega still thinks that they are a competitor to Nintendo. And I'm going to basically copy Yazi's joke here, but Nintendo hasn't thought about Sega in years, for the most part. Like, probably the last time they even Sega ever popped into their head was when they wanted Joker in Smash Bros. Because they had to go to Sega to get him. Like, and this just emphasizes just like how much of a difference there is between Sega and Nintendo now. They can't even get voice acting for their guest characters in their own game. When in Smash Bros, they got hundreds of voice set lines for their guest characters. In Mario Kart, they have like tons of like characters and different costumes. And yes, not in Mario Kart World, they don't have any characters from outside the Mario universe, but this is still a lot of time and effort they need to go through to like make all these, even the different costumes. While they may not be as time intensive as say making a new one from scratch like Charge and Chuck, it still takes time and money to concept art, and then take the base model of Luigi and model it all out. And obviously, like with stuff that's referencing real life, like the gondolier Luigi, they'd have to do research for actual gondolas. I don't know how to say that before, but you know, those guys in real life. And also like happy, like, and you have just like have also Aurora Rosalina's fucking beautiful. Jesus Christ, they knew what they would do. Like they would like. You can complain, oh, it's an $80. Well, we can't. Well, in this argument, you can't really complain that it's an $80 game when Crossworlds is $90. But you can complain all you want, but you can't say that Nintendo half-assed any of these characters. All of them are, while not all of them have costumes, which they definitely could have done more costumes. It's just like, I'm not displeased with the amount of characters or that really. Like, obviously, the value of it changes depending on like who on the pace, but it's just like it's just, and those aren't the only times as well. Like, I talked to my friend who is a Sonic fanboy. He told me that the previous, I can't remember if it was the last one or one of the previous Sonic racing games was them basically trying to do Double Dash, but they fell flat on their face and it wasn't nearly as good. Like, it really does feel like Sega keeps trying to compete with Nintendo, but they just don't have the resources or anything, and their games are just suffering because of it. And this is just like a prime example. It's like, okay, we're not going to make Smash Bros, but we're going to make Smash Bros Mario Kart. Fuse Smash Bros with Mario Kart. I even remember seeing this comic dub on YouTube Shorts. It's like Sonic, like all the times like Sonic has ripped off Mario, not Mario, ripped off Zelda, and this was about the time Sonic. What was the latest new one? The Sonic. What was it called? Sonic. I can't even remember the name of it. The one with the Titans and the computer girl that AI assistant that Edmund made. I can't remember its name off the top of my head. But that one was basically Sonic trying to be Breath of the Wild. And well, that game wasn't terrible. It definitely was just Sonic trying to be Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. and not really knowing what to do because I've seen like videos of like the open world they had, and it's like, oh my god, this is so barren and there's just floating rails for no reason. Like, Sega really needs to stop trying to compete with Nintendo and just do their own thing. Just like try making good games instead of trying to like I said, like, instead of just trying to compete with Nintendo. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think like one of the guest characters is Hatsune Miku, and like her most notable like thing is that she's a singer, and you don't have voice lines for the singer. And I think they even know how dumb that is, because in her reveal trailer, they give her a voice line in the like computer generated cutscene. So they were even like deliberately misleading the fans to think that, at least at first, to think that there were voice lines. Like, yeah, no. So yeah, do you agree with me? Do you think this is Sega trying to compete with Nintendo and just not being able to, like, at all? Or do you think that or do you think that I'm wrong and this is going to be the greatest kart racing game ever because you can play it, because you can goon to Hatsune Miku while racing or whatever? Anyway, I hope you guys all did enjoy the video. Hope to see you guys in the next one, and bye bye. Oh, bye bye.